I've always wanted to know from another driver's perspective, like what will make DoorDash better. Yo, I don't want to hear another complaint. I know what they are. If you're coming up to me and you upset, I know what your complaint is already. You don't even have to tell me.
Good morning. Hey, it's a great morning.
Money, I've heard that complaint. I've heard the whole scheme of things where, you know, oh, they send me orders and I gotta keep declining and I want a better order and stuff. I've heard that, right? But majority of the time it's money. So I asked the question on my main channel and the podcast channel, what would make DoorDash better, right? You said transparency, which I love, by the way, right? Yeah. But then I wanted to give a shout out to those that left a comment because this information is just as important, right? Yeah. Here's the first one. Automatic tips. I remember a few years back hearing automatic tips, like people were like, oh no, the people should have the choice to leave a tip or not leave a tip. And that was before No Tip, No Trip. That was years ago, right? Before TikTok blew up and stuff like that, right? So it's like now hearing from Eric from tech support saying automatic tips. How do you feel about that?
It will crumble the company. I mean, 'cause I'm thinking of it as a business. The business would degrade if you did an automatic tip. Even the biggest of tippers don't like to be told to tip. Period. When you go to a restaurant and I generally tip about 25% of the restaurant or so. When I go to the restaurant and I see 18% has already been put on there, they only getting 18%.
Yeah.
They don't screw themselves out of 7%.
Yeah.
It's the point of being told to tip. I think that will backfire tremendously. I really do.
Okay. And I'll be honest, back then I was like, why they can't just do automatic tips? Driver perspective, not thinking from the business perspective. And I completely understand what you said, because what you just said happened to me a week and a half ago. Mm-hmm. Now, this was my second time going to this place. The food is great, okay? Yeah. Vegetarian option, a lot of vegetarian option, and the food is full of flavor, and it's a little bit of Caribbean in it too, Caribbean flavor. Nice. I'm like, oh man, the flavor, I got to keep coming back here. The first time, I actually left them a tip, but I didn't know there was an automatic gratuity in there.
Okay. Yeah, so you doubled that sucker.
Exactly. But no, but it was so good, I left them $10 on the receipt. I didn't care because the service was awesome. I had to give a shout out to the chef. I said, hey, I need the chef to come out here. You would swear it's like, I was about to complain about this food. The chef, I had to give him a shout out. I said, listen, everybody, listen. I don't know this guy from Adam, but this food is freaking awesome. And I'm going to be back. And that's sure enough, I came back, right? But the second time I came, I was like, why did it say automatic? Oh, y'all got me.
Got you good, too.
Listen, I've been there a few times already, okay? At the time, that was my second time. But I've been there a few times. I ain't never leave a tip after that. I'm okay. Take your automatic. But I ain't leaving you nothing else, right?
Yeah,
that's it.
It does that. It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
To be forced to do it. It's like we're like, I ain't doing it with, I don't want to be forced to do it. So when you see that 18% is on there already, they don't realize they lost that money because I was tipping more.
Mine was 22%.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big little chunk. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So there's a few more screenshots here. I think I have about 6 more. Okay. So automatic tips from your perspective that'll crumble the company. That is not gonna make our experience better from your perspective.
No, because we'll have less orders because people will stop doing DoorDash. They'll go to a different app. Now we can jump on that other app, but then we still won't have our automatic tips. So what was the point? Right. So that's what happened.
Oh yeah. What time it is, D-Fam? Yeah. It's time to go get your money.